Well, the recession has taken a bite out of many sectors of the economy. Retailers still crying the blues. Manufacturers aren't happy either. We'll continue with this one in a moment, but we do want to go to our guest, Bloomberg News reporter Joe Misek, talking about tuition versus applications to college. And what is the trend, Joe, that you're writing about?
Well, as you know, across the nation, it seems like applications are down, but not everywhere.
And tuition is rising.
Well, yes, at the Ivies, we took a look at Harvard and Princeton and found that tuition had gone up, and also applications. We have a good here that people put such a high value on, they'll pay almost anything.
Interesting in these economic times.
Yeah, well, it just goes to show that the top-tier institutions almost live in a different world.
How have, like, Harvard, Princeton suffered? How are the losses in their endowments impacted the tuition they can charge?
Well, that's a funny thing. The tuition has risen. As you know, the endowments are off. The endowment at Harvard, for example, off about 30%. The endowment at Princeton, about 25%. And yet both schools are going to keep their no-loan policies in place, which is they have grants have replaced loans, so they give outright grants to their students.
Now, we actually have some visual, we have a visual aid, if you will. We have a chart. We put this up for you. Okay, it looks a little complicated at first glance, but bear with us here. That orange line, that's the tuition that Princeton is charging. The white line is tuition at Harvard. The blue line signals the applications to Princeton University, and the green line are applications to Harvard. And boy, that pink line there, you can see it being very rocky, if you will, with the big dip here earlier this year, with the applications down, you know, to below 20,000. Actually, I'm sorry, the pink line is your GDP. I misread that. It was even confusing for me at first glance. So it's kind of interesting to see how we have this increase, I suppose that's how you read it, right, in GDP, and the applications and tuitions are also climbing, but they really haven't had any kind of V-dip down slope that we saw with the economy.
Right. It seems like college tuition is like the price of New York steak dinners, and they never go down.
That's true. There's always going to be demand for a good New York steak. Okay, so what is the outlook? Can we expect any break? Can parents of college-age kids expect any break here anytime soon?
Well, you know, when you took a look at that chart, it showed the GDP falling apart and the economy going into the tank. If these schools haven't lowered prices now, it doesn't look like they're going to do in the future.
Okay.
So,
Joe Misek, many thanks. And we'll be back with more Bloomberg News after this.